Good evening and welcome to another episode of Music Talk Thursday. Hope that you guys have been having an amazing week so far. Over here's been a little bit crazy. Hi Sheraton, good to see you here at the beginning today. That's awesome. How's your week been going? Lots of fun, super busy? So over in Denmark, 4:30 in the morning over there. I'm not a morning person, although this morning I did wake up at 4:30 because I had to get some work done and I was getting tired, so I took a nap and woke myself up at 4:30 to try to get some more work done. But then the program decided to close. I didn't have the right software to, reopen the right hardware to make the program open again. Hey, Cecily, good to see you guys. Yeah, week's been good, just super busy over here. Thank you guys for hanging out. So, first of all, super exciting news. The cable that I've been trying to acquire for the past, 6 weeks or so now for the preamp that I need to hook up for my better sound, finally actually got it ordered. I had made multiple phone calls and I was getting nothing back. One person was like, didn't get any information from me other than my phone number. Oh, I'll call you back to chat about it. Never heard back. Got another phone call, took all my information, what I needed, never heard back, and all these things. So when I was doing my show last week, when I performed live backing vocals for the lady I'm working with out here now, we were at a Sam Ash music store. It's like, man, while I'm in here, let me go talk to a person so they can actually see my face. Maybe that will help in getting this process actually rolling. So I explained to the guy, hey, nobody's calling me back and I really just need this cable and it's custom order and I can't get it or special order. It's just not coming. Anyway, he took my information, model number and everything. He called me back the next day to let me know that he could not get through to anybody at Focusrite, which is the company that makes the preamp that I have. So he said he had called multiple times, wasn't getting anything back. So following day, I saw that I had a missed call, and I forgot to call back because I don't even remember what. So the following day, I start typing this angry letter to Focusrite, like I'm really trying to get this cable, and everybody I've spoken to so far can't get in touch with you, and all this other stuff. And then I was about to hit send, and I was like, wait, let me go ahead and actually call this guy back because I just remembered that he called the previous day. So I called back. And he said that he got it. All he needs is my credit card to get it ordered. It's only $30. Not too bad for a cable. Half of what Apple charges, right? Something like that. Anyway, so that being said, it has been ordered and I should have it hopefully tomorrow, but they said definitely no later than the end of next week. That being said, I have no tracking number or anything like that. All I have is the person that I spoke with at the Sam Ash Music Store, far, far away from here. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll get that and we can get going. Thanks. And so a couple things. So I'll start out with the list that Cecily sent me last week. I wasn't sure if it was videos or just a list. I was assuming it was a video because, you know what assuming does, right? Anyway, so it was just a list of songs of the summer by Billboard, and there were 20 songs on there. And she was saying how, it was upsetting the lack of women on there. I skimmed through it really quick. I saw that the only two females I saw on there, I think, were Rihanna and, what's her name? The one that was dating Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, right? Okay, so, but they were only featured. They weren't even the main artist. So it, and I can totally see it's upsetting that there's, it's a male dominated list for the summer. And the funny thing to me though was I didn't even recognize maybe know half the songs on there. So it's like, these are such great songs. Why don't I know any of them? Not listening to the radio much probably doesn't help me in that department, but it was definitely interesting. There was a little bit of variety, not too much for the ones that I do know. Of course, Despacito was at the top of that list. That was a couple weeks ago. And it's just really interesting to see the list. Some slower songs, some, medium, a little bit of upbeat, but not so much from the ones I know. So Sorry, it's okay, Sharton. You can keep typing. That's fine. I know it's super early for you, and I really appreciate that you're hanging out here. So thank you. Another thing I posted for those of you who are following the BioMuse Facebook page, I posted a video a few days ago, and it was female-fronted metal bands. And it wasn't just female-fronted metal bands, because there's a lot of those lists as well, but this one was doing a studio or expected version versus the live actual version of what you're hearing. Now, anytime I see something captioned like that, I'm expecting the studio version to be perfect and the live version to be absolutely terrible. I actually found that the live was extremely similar to the studio versions. I know one of my friends, Catherine, who she doesn't usually check live because she's usually passed out by now because it's late over there for her and she wakes up. She's a morning person, not like me. I'm a night person. But she said that one of the bands on the video, that it didn't sound really good for the live, but she'd heard them twice before and they sounded amazing. To me, I still think they sounded really good, especially if you consider some of the other videos out there. So after seeing that video, I went and I started looking through some more of these live versus studio ones, and I came across one that had like best versus worst live performances, and these were all pop singers. So again, you had Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, I'm really bad with names, Adele was on there. So you had and there's some ones like Ariana Grande she sounds exactly like she does on her studio. And it was really interesting to see because these bad the bad ones were like really bad. And so that's more so what I was expecting with this video that I found with the female fronted metal bands. So lesson learned, at least from my mini background checking, was female fronted metal band vocalists are just awesome, and they're just musical powerhouses, and they can deliver apparently on stage the same way they do in the studio. So that being said, it's going to segue into my next statement. I've had so many people, especially recently since I've come out here, like, what is your goal? What do you want to do with your music? Because I keep saying, I'm a singer, I love singing, and I just really want to focus on my music. And people said, what is your goal with your music? And I usually just kind of trail off, and I don't have an answer for them, because I don't really, until a few days ago on the 18th, because I had to write that down. So like, what was that, 3, 4, 5 days ago? Okay. Before that point, I was just like, oh, I just want to focus on my music. What does that really mean to me? And so some of the music that I've written, because I do have some originals down there, just not complete, which is why I haven't performed any of them for you, because my musicking portion, instrumentals, are nowhere near as strong, not even close to my singing, which of course can always use improvement, because everybody can always improve on things. But because of that, I don't have any full songs yet, but all the things the things I've written so far have been more mellow, even though I wanted a more upbeat, I want more upbeat sounds, but everything seems to be like a little slower, which is fine. But then I realized that I want to front a metal band, or at least hard rock, because I know, like I said, my band Lab 154 is a hard rock with a heavy edge. That would be fine. Or I love metal music and the passion that is there for these people that are playing their instruments. Not to say other genres aren't passionate, their musicians aren't passionate about what they do, but definitely as soon as and I think a lot of it was right after I was watching that video, I was like, you know what? This is exactly what I want to do. And so that being said, that means that I would be able to focus solely on my singing. That also means I need musicians. And so still hoping for my buddy Mike, so I know he's watching these also, from my bass player from Lab 154, hoping that he'll come on out here so we can start, get some stuff written. He's been in so many bands and worked on so many musical projects. And again, amazing, amazing musical chemistry with us. We just really understand each other, and we work well together with the sound. Which is also really funny because I was watching an interview by the new band Syra that you heard me mention within the last week, which has a singer from a band called Amaranth and the guitar player from In Flames, one of the founding members. The two of them were on an interview. And they were talking about, because you always ask, oh, how does it work in the studio? And they're like, oh, I think we had like one argument. And then, the other's like, it wasn't even really an argument. It was just, a disagreement about something. But it's a respectful musical discussion. And that's how it was when I was working in Lab 154 with me and the guys. It was great. Although a couple of them would sometimes get into it and start getting really agitated and yelling at each other. And I'm just sitting there watching the entire thing. And they're saying the exact same things, just not using the same words. So it's really funny. Like, you guys are yelling at each other, but both of you are saying this. And then they're like, oh. And then we can continue with the music. It was really interesting to hear because I know there's there's a lot of times where there's tension between band members and creative differences and things like that, which is a lot of reasons why bands split up. But with Syra, it was really interesting to hear that, that their chemistry in the studio is great and that they really are on the same page with the way they want the music to be. So it's absolutely fantastic. So just fun stuff there. And then what else? Like, what else do I have over here? Last week, I mentioned a concert. It was on Friday last week, I believe, where Epica and Lacuna Coil were the big bands. There were a couple other ones that I'm not familiar with. But Friday after I got home from work, I was like, for some reason, it came up. It's like, man, I could really go for that right now. I should go. Then I'm like, no. And it wasn't even that expensive. I just didn't feel like getting in my car and driving. So lazy. Because I walk everywhere. So I'm like, I'll just leave the car. I don't need to drive. I don't need to drive all the way out there, all like, less than 10 miles away. That would have probably taken an hour because it's traffic time. But the funny thing is, on some of the female-fronted metal band videos that I watched that day, Epica and Lacuna Coil were on there. So I thought that was really fun. It's like, and then I heard them. I haven't actually heard their music for a while, but I know that I like their music. And then I heard it again. It's like, man, I should have gone to the show. Would have been awesome. Oh, next time. They'll be back. It's Los Angeles. Everybody goes through Los Angeles if they come to the US for the most part. So I just thought that was interesting. So I was like this close to going, but just mostly didn't feel like driving. And then on the sad part, I know a lot of you guys are, hearing the news with all the crazy natural disaster stuff that's going on. I don't know about you guys. It's just kind of freaking me out because I don't like earthquakes. They're terrifying. To have two of that, at high magnitude in Mexico a week apart, followed by a volcanic eruption, and another huge earthquake off the coast of Japan, and then, all the hurricanes coming. Puerto Rico right now, for those of you who don't know, the entire island is without power and water from what I've been told. I know people that, that have families over there, and we were talking on Wednesday afternoon, and they're like, oh, we've been out of contact since 10:30 last night. This was Tuesday night. And they're saying that these people might be without power and possibly water for up to 4 months on an island. And that's really scary. It's a scary thought. Could, really happen anywhere. So just think about that. Buy yourself some water and be prepared for things, I mean, you never know what's going to happen. So it's always good to have some stuff on hand. I know most emergency preparedness things say make sure you have enough supplies for 3 days. Some of the more extreme ones say for a week, but whatever you got, good for you guys. So in terms of shows that are going on this weekend, so tomorrow, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers with some other people are playing at the Hollywood Bowl. And Saturday, Janet Jackson, I did not know she was still performing, but I'm not surprised at all, is going to be at the Honda Center. I have no idea where that is. And then on Sunday, the Beach Boys are performing, and then definitely had no idea they were still performing. And they're at the Cerritos Center for Performing Arts. So it's, good weekend for shows. Of course, there's a bunch of other shows going on. So if you guys get out to any of those, let me know. If, anything good or high expectations of like, man, I thought it'd be great, but it was awful, or I thought it was going to be okay, but it was fantastic, or any of those things. And I don't want to forget, shout out to my buddy Oscar. Haven't talked to him for a while, and we had a chat a little bit ago today. And so, hi Oscar, thanks for. I know he's not watching right now, but he'll be watching tomorrow from somewhere with an internet connection. I have a lot of my friends watch the following day because they don't have good internet connections at home, or they're on a data plan, and it's a lot to stream video. So I forgive you guys. Thanks for the support, as always. And I think I'm double checking my list. Oh yeah, because I wanted to show you guys this. So for those of you who wear glasses, even sometimes, I recommend to not put your glasses in a pocket, especially a front pocket, because things like this happen. So yeah, that was my yesterday. Ooh, well, that looks really funny going through that. Anyway, so yeah, so I did that. So that's my little antennas there. So I gotta get this stuff fixed right here. I tried taping it today. Looked like the nerdy scientist, but it didn't hold. It held for a little bit, but it drooped a little, so it was really blurry. So it's like, nope, you don't need them that bad apparently. So there's that. So I'm gonna get that fixed. So maybe, hopefully by next week I'll have them fixed, or I'll have a new pair. I don't know. We'll see. I'll try to remember to mention. You guys can always ask me. It's like, hey, what happened? Oh, here, this is good. Little monocles. Anyway, having too much fun with that. So hope that you guys have a great weekend. If all works out, maybe I'll get my cable tomorrow, so maybe we can have better sound on Monday. One comment I did get from my video, not that I haven't watched my Monday video yet, but for those of you who have, the first song I covered was a song by Nightwish. And I got a comment from somebody that watched the show, and they're like, you should do that song for the America's Got Talent, because if you guys remember, if you've been with me from the beginning, I signed up, so I have a slot for an audition for America's Got Talent. That's going to be the first or second week of February. So I'm still looking for a song. So recommendations within my abilities are always greatly appreciated. I've gotten a couple suggestions, not really. No, I haven't. I got one suggestion to do that Nightwish song that I covered, because it's different. Although everybody always says that you should do, it should be a discussion in itself. A lot of people are saying that you should do songs that they know, exactly how they know it. Other people are saying you should do a song they know, but put your own spin on it and make it your own. Other people are saying you should do Broadway stuff. Other people are saying you should do pop stuff. Other people are saying you should do something they don't know at all. That way they can really focus on your voice, because if they're not likely to know the song, then they have to focus on what you're singing and not how does it compare to the vocalist who made it popular. But the other recommendation I got, other than that Nightwish song, was to take a song in Hebrew, translate it to English, and sing that. So I like the idea, and I heard a song that I might want to do that with, but Nightwish would be a lot easier and less work for me with the translation, because songs don't always translate very well, as Cecily knows, because she's done that from French, at least with her Lighter Than Air Dominique, I believe I think that's the song that you got from the book that you translated, and then you took the perspective of a different character. Anyway, so yeah. So it's not really translating a song, that's writing a song in another language. Never mind what I just said. So Cecily says you should do what feels right to you and what you feel comfortable with. Figure out what song you feel most comfortable with and would sound great for your voice, and go for that one. When I think about that, my instinct would be to go with the song by Within Temptation. Maybe Nightwish. I do really like the opera of Nightwish, but I feel awkward singing it into a microphone. So maybe I just need to work on it. I'm right now with the singer I'm working with, she is working on getting me over my, it's going to feel awkward, so just do it and get over it because you need to be comfortable being awkward. So I had, so I'm working on that. So maybe that'll be better by February. I'm hoping it'll be better by the beginning of November, because that means I will be comfortable enough and confident enough to do her record release with her. So that should be fun. And yeah, so Cecily tried out for The Voice. And when she did, she said she picked a song that she knew the producers wouldn't know, but that she felt most comfortable with. And I know that she was going to do a different song. And I don't know if, Cecily, if you switched that last minute or like the day before, but I know you were talking about doing a different song the whole time. And then when you came back, you're like, oh, I went with this song instead. So I don't know when that came in the process. I know when I went for the Voice auditions, Cecily, I think you had a little bit more time than I did to, to pick your song. I was like, oh, I've got 3 days. And literally I didn't actually select the song until I got up and sang it. I had like 3 songs going back and forth on my head, and ended up going between, going with the KT Tunstall song. And Cecily said she was going between Soul Meets Body by Death Cab for Cutie and Cloud Busting by Kate Bush. And she ended up going with the Kate Bush song because she said that fits her style better. And then Charlton says, Nightwish Phantom of the Opera live is awesome. It is awesome. I like the live version that I've heard is more similar to the original, which I like. And when I say closer to the original, I mean the last string of notes where she's going, keeps going higher. I really like that she did it that way, because that's more like the original. And as we know, that's how I like things original, right? So, but with the album recorded one that was on, which album was it? I just remember that I was thinking, man, it would be so amazing if Tarja, the lead singer of Nightwish at the time, if she would cover Phantom of the Opera, because I think it would be absolutely amazing. And it was. And then, of course I'm singing along and everything's like, pretty dead on just with her sound to it. And then she got to the end and I was like, man, that was just so anticlimactic. But the live one that I heard, she does do that upward scale progression, which sounds really awesome. And I can actually hit those high notes, which is really cool. I need to double check to see how much of a song I'm actually going to sing, because I know for The Voice it was 1 verse and 1 chorus. I'm not sure what it is for America's Got Talent, so I do need to check on that and see. I'm sure it's not going to be an entire song because they don't have time for that. I do need to gotta go back and read that process. I don't think there was a lot of information though up there, just to have a backup song ready. So I'll need a primary and a backup song. So let me know, and I will definitely add Nightwish's version of Phantom of the Opera to my list of potentials for that. So thank you, appreciate it. Other than that, I know the 2 that are chatting in the comments already subscribed to my channel, so thank you guys. So for those of you who aren't subscribed, go ahead and hit that button down there for me. Still shooting for 100. The guys singing in a high note on Phantom of the Opera made my hair rise when she took over. They felt awesome. Yeah, they did. They did really well. They put that song together really well. It could have. I was worried because worried they were gonna try to do it different, but they didn't. So it was good. It made me happy. And so yeah, that's it. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down there. As usual, got Monday nights for music, Thursday nights for some music chat. And that is 7:30 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, and 4:30 a.m. the following morning in Denmark. And thank you guys for hanging out. I hope that you have a fantastic weekend. Almost said week, but then I was like, wait, tomorrow's Friday, the weekend's coming. And I'm not working either day this weekend. It's great. I'm so excited. No problem. Thank you guys. Have a fantastic night, and I will see you Monday. Bye.